everybody, to another episode of Canadian Yorker. So, today we are doing an interview with a guest on our show. Um, I have, I'm going to, his name is Serge Destin, and he is the founder of ANFOM Health and Fitness. Serge, can you please tell me what is ANFOM Health and Fitness?
Um, well, ANFOM Health and Fitness, it's a Creole word, a Haitian Creole word. So that is ANFOM, and mostly in English we'll say ANFOM, but we say ANFOM. Uh, it means good looking. It means fine. So when you're talking to somebody and you're asking somebody how they are doing, they tell you that informed, they are informed. So that means that they are fine. But also the other meaning, good looking, like when you are describing somebody, you can use it as well. Like you see a nice, pretty, beautiful woman, you say that this woman is informed. The same thing for a man. This man is informed because he's good looking. So that is really what the meaning is. So for us, we are targeting the Haitian community. We want them to be fine, uh, inside and out. We want them to look good, to be in shape. That's the purpose of health and fitness.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful. So, I know this answer, you already answered this question, but what is the purpose of um, ANFOM's Health and Fitness? What is the purpose um, for ANFOM's Health and Fitness for the Haitian community?
Uh, yeah, so if I want to go into a bit more detail, I would say that uh, a, a lot of people are doing, a lot of nations, a lot of groups are doing everything they can to improve their health because
Mm-hmm.
people start to realize that health is the most important assets that they have. So they are fighting to improve their health. We see all these health stores opening up all over, especially in the area where we are living, upstate New York. We see all these stores, um, health stores. We are looking more going toward organic food, healthy food, staying away from GMOs, staying away from chemicals that can be harmful to the body, like the excitotoxins and all these stuff. So there's a tendency now for people of all nations to look for healthy alternatives to the food that we are eating currently. But this push, I don't see it happening in the Haitian community. I don't see the Haitian community really moving toward that. So that's why we came with Farm Health and Fitness because we want the Haitian community to get in the bandwagon toward a healthier lifestyle. And
Mm-hmm.
that healthy lifestyle doesn't it's not just about food, also about exercise. We see the gyms, we have more gyms popping up all over, even though right now most gyms are closed, but people are buying exercise gears all over now. It's very there are some equipments that are very hard to find right now online and in the stores. There are some and there are some prices that have skyrocketed since the confinement because people are trying to live a healthier lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And the Haitian community is not really embracing that. And that's why we are doing this. We are doing this not just uh, not just for ourselves, not just for a large group of people, but we want everybody to embrace it, all the Haitian, all over, especially in the United States, to embrace that movement and to and to try to live a healthier lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. I wanna get into that later. So, what inspired you to start ANFOM Health and Fitness?
Uh, Personally, I discovered health by doing a lot of reading, especially spiritual books.
Hmm.
You know, going to church. We are going to church, a Seventh-day Adventist church, the church I grew up in. This church is one of the few churches that put emphasis on physical health. Most churches, especially Christian churches, they don't care too much about the body. They
Hmm.
care about the spirituality.
Hmm.
But as Seventh-day Adventists, started, uh, we put an emphasis on physical health as well.
Hmm.
So this started like this for me. Although during my earlier years, I didn't really see the importance. I didn't really embrace everything about it. But I've been doing, but I always did reading and research. A lot of books that I read, some of them written by somebody named Ellen G. White, where she give a lot of advice on health. They had some profound impact on me,
Hmm.
and so this is where the seed was planted. Okay, but even though the seed was planted at church, but I wasn't really practicing everything. I started really seeing the importance when I became a nurse, in my professional work. So
Hmm.
I've been working with sick people for well over 10 years at different stage, during the different stages of my career. So I've been working with these people, and I've seen the conventional medicine, that
Hmm.
is popping pill. Whatever they have, give them a pill, and see what happens.
Hmm.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, well, I've been giving these people these pills. I don't see much improvement happening. So the doctor comes, spend 5 minutes with them, and then look at their blood pressure, look at their uh, um, the different issues that they have, their labs works, etc., and then increase the medication, and then work
Hmm.
out.
Hmm.
Doctors see them maybe once a month, or maybe a couple of times a month.
Hmm.
But I'm the one seeing them every day. I'm
Hmm.
the one giving them the medications every day. So I can see that there's no real improvement happening.
Hmm.
And the doses of medications keep on going up and up and up, and nothing is happening. So that's when I started taking seriously the other side of things. Now, I'm going to give you a simple example. Somebody have high blood pressure. What do we do for that person? Doctor come, spend 5 minutes. I'm not knocking out doctors or the conventional medicine. All right, I practice both the conventional and the alternative. So, and I think that they both work together. You
Hmm.
know, so it's not about knocking anybody out, because some people think that it's either one or the other one. Either you're following conventional or you're in the alternative movement. No, I think that they both should work together. So, so in the conventional medicine, what we do is that, okay, doctor comes, blood pressure is high, maybe 150 over 90. Give them a pill, maybe metoprolol. So get started at 25 milligrams
Hmm.
once a day. Okay, start giving it. Next, you wake up the patient at 8 o'clock in the morning. Give them their blood pressure pill. All right. Do you think the blood pressure pill is gonna work?
Hmm.
Yes, the blood pressure pill is gonna work. Gonna bring that blood pressure down. But after they take that blood pressure medication, they go and have breakfast. They have eggs, ham,
Mm,
um, bread, coffee. All these uh, foods, they bring blood pressure up. Then they have lunch. They have a burger for lunch. Another food that brings blood pressure up. And then at nighttime for dinner they have a steak. And
mm,
in between they have all kind of snacks and stuff. You know? And what do they do during the day? Maybe they just sit in the facility, sit in the hospital or the nursing home all day long watching TV.
mm, mm,
So there's no movement. So and inactivity is one of the factors that increase blood pressure.
mm,
So you have that one little pill against all these factors that increase blood pressure. What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? It's not gonna be effective.
mm,
So the blood pressure is gonna be go up again. So doctor's gonna come a month later, look at the records of blood pressures, and is gonna prescribe more blood pressure medication.
mm,
And the same thing's gonna happen because there's no movement, there's no activities, there is no the diet is poor, blood pressure is gonna stay high, and the cycle continues.
mm,
And that's where I started looking. Okay, they start giving this medication, they increase the medication. 2 years later, the patient is worse than they were before, and they have a stack of medication they are taking at the same time. I got people I give medication in the morning, just their 8 o'clock medication. I pop 15 pills for them.
mm.
It's like a whole breakfast, 15 pills, you know? So, and this is just for the morning medication. They gotta get it more medication in the afternoon. They gotta get more medication at night, and all the side effects of this medication is terrible. So I don't think that the formula works. That's why I think that the alternative need to come in. There must be a mix because the alternative is pretty good. The alternative or natural medicine, there are different names for it. This is plays a very good role, a very important role, and it's very effective in managing disease.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying
So
not to talk too much.
that's a very deep and detailed answer about how I can see why how you're so
System
passionate
work.
about this work for being giving people, especially Haitians, and helping your people, helping the Haitians to improve their health and improve what they're eating. And for many of you out there who are not familiar with what Serge Destin said, he said that he learned about this from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Is that so? Basically, the Seventh-day Adventist Church is a Christian denomination um, that is all over the world, including in the United States, and they believe in they go to church on Saturdays, and they also believe that Jesus is coming back again, and they also believe in they're firm believers in eating healthy diets. That is basically diets that consist of eating no meat, no dairy, eggs, um, and I believe butter and other kinds of food. Am I correct, Serge? Have I got that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, more toward the we are close, a little bit closer to the vegan type that is more popular term to say it. So we are close to that style. That's what we recommend at least.
Yeah. So yeah, just basically just kind of giving everybody
Encourage people
the
to that.
short end of the stick, kind of shortening it so everybody can so they can
Yeah, yeah.
understand. So I want to move on to our next question. So, how long have you been doing this work?
Yeah, so I've been doing it for quite a while, although I really take it to another level this year. With the pandemic, I think that um, we needed to take this to a new level. Now, because when we are talking about pandemic, there are different things that affect the body. Infections affect the body in different ways. And this COVID-19, this virus, SARS-CoV-2, have no
Mm-hmm.
medication for it. However, we have a big tools in our body to help us fight infection. That's the immune system. And I'm not gonna call it a tool because it's an understatement. It's our army. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you have the U.S. Army to defend the territory in case of an invasion, of a foreign invasion. We have the immune system to defend our body against any foreign infection. And we underestimate the power of that immune system,
Mm-hmm.
although the record shows it. You know, I think how many people are affected worldwide? Over 19 million people affected worldwide.
Yeah, so
We
it's
How
just
many
reached
people
20
are that?
million already. So it just
Well,
reached
20
20 million
million.
like yesterday. So
Okay, so how many people have died? A lot of people have died, but if you are comparing the number to 20 million, so it's about 2 to 3% people have died.
mm,
So without medications, without treatment, most people have recovered without any medication and any treatments. Why? Because of the immune system. The immune system is pretty strong. So when the when the pandemic started, um, I found that I needed take to talk about the immune system to start showing
mm,
people the powerful tool that we have because we don't hear much about it in the media.
yes,
Okay, their focus is on the vaccine, but they are
yes.
not talking about the immune system that is the best defense system that we have. But this immune system, just like the army, can be strong and can be weak.
Mm-hmm.
So based on how we treat it, okay, if we don't fund the U.S. Army, we don't provide the gears, we don't provide the weapons, the army is gonna be weak.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with our immune systems. There are tools that we need to give through diet, through exercise, and other stuff to strengthen our immune system. So this is why I started talking about this, about strengthening the immune system, providing vitamin C, providing antioxidant to our body, to the fruits and vegetables that we are eating. So all these strengthen the immune system. And this is our best defense against that virus. So I decided to take it up a notch this year, going more on social media, on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, especially, and sharing this message. And once you start talking about one thing, um, you have to talk about the other ones because obesity um, and and other disease like high blood pressure also affect the immune system and bring the immune system down. So
Mm,
we have to talk about these
mm,
issues.
mm. Yeah, that's interesting. I think we're gonna have to do another discussion about that, about um how the body is affected by blood pressure and other health factors. So I just want to ask you, like, now for the Haitian community, um, what what health issues are affecting the Haitian community right now? Like before COVID happened, and right now, um, after COVID, like how is the Haitian community being affected? And I mean, what health issues are the Haitian community facing? And my second question: how are Haitians dealing with their health issues?
Um, Haitian now Haitian community, we are dealing with a lot of health issues, and we are dealing with them badly because unfortunately our community tend to think that if they don't know something, they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's not right. That's not true. All right. So it so it is a struggle. Okay. So as long as they can move, they can go to work, you know, make the money to pay the bills, they think that they are okay. That's not true. That's not right. So we have to take care of the body. And as Haitian, we tend to neglect the body a lot. The main issues really affecting the community, I mean, there are a lot. We just don't know the statistics for them.
Mm-hmm.
But from top of our heads, we can say that hypertension is one of the biggest one
Mm-hmm.
affecting our community. Hypertension is called the silent killer because people don't know about it, don't feel it until it's ready to do damage. Hypertension, you can live with hypertension for a long time before you know that you actually have high blood pressure. And we don't like to check our blood pressures. We don't like to go to the doctor. We don't like to do these things. Even when we know about the high blood pressure, we don't enough to keep it under control. We would rather just use the little pill that the doctor would give us and count on that and carry on with life as usual. And high blood pressure leads to a heart attack, leads to stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a population that is high in high blood pressure, then yes, you're gonna have a very high percentage of heart attack and stroke as well. The other one that is really plaguing the community is depression. Uh, the depression, it's plaguing the community, but you don't really see it
Mm-hmm.
because they don't talk about it. The reason is if somebody go to a psychiatrist or psychologist,
Mm-hmm.
for depression or the anxiety disorders, it is considered by in our community as crazy. You tell somebody that, okay, I have an appointment with my psychologist, they're gonna tell that you're crazy. Okay, we have that stigma in our community,
Mm-hmm.
and this has been an issue. So people in our community don't talk about mental health. Too much stigma associated with that. So nobody want, even if if they are suffering, they suffer in silence. And also that is a big issue. Um, Myself, I was at some point borderline depression. You know, I really didn't know that at that time because I wasn't in the healthcare field at that point. Uh, but I was suffering, and just like I said, I was reading a lot of books. I mean, really, the church saved me. The book saved me because during that time, I was pretty young, in my early 20s, had all kind of issues. I couldn't talk about it. I had nobody to talk to about these issues. And I was reading one book by Ellen G. White that's called Mind, Character, Personality.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book, that's where she talked about the connection between spirituality and the the mental aspect. Okay, that we have three aspects in our body: spiritual, mental, and physical.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a connection between the three of them. Is one is not working properly, it's gonna affect the other one. So if spiritually you're down, that can affect you mentally and physically. But also the reverse is true. It's physically you are affected. It can happen that spiritually and mentally you can be affected too. Okay? If you are in pain, you can't do God's work. So that's when you are affected. And so there is a link between these three aspects, and and there was a chapter that focused on exercise. And when I read this chapter, after I read this chapter, that's when I got up. I said, I got to do something with myself. At that point, I wasn't exercising. I'd never exercised really in my life. In school, I was very poor in exercise, in sports. I was very bad in sports. So I was always rejected by all the team. I tried basketball, soccer, and all that stuff. I always got rejected. I was so bad at these things. You know, but when I read this chapter, I decided, okay, it's time to make some moves, take my exercise seriously. It's not just about looking good. It's not just about being able to do this and that, being a star. It's about taking care of my health. It's about taking care of my spirituality, my mental health as well. And that's when I start getting up, going to the gym. So I'll be at the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, working out and stuff like that. And surely after 2 weeks, the difference was like day and night. I was a new person after 2 weeks. And the new person wasn't like in terms of physically, I had that change. I've changed that much, physically, but mentally, I was a totally new person. I went from not being able to sleep. Okay, I was sleeping very poorly at night. I had eating very poorly. I don't know how much I weigh at that time because I wasn't weighing myself at that point, but I knew that I've lost considerable amount of pound during that time prior to starting an exercise program. But once I started eating, sleeping without any problem. I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and hit the gym. So that's where my transition into exercise started. And ever since I've been exercising. And now I want to teach people the same thing that I've experienced. I've seen the benefits for myself. And I think that other people can benefit from them as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. That you've managed to, in order to teach others, you have to first learn yourself how to, help others. You have to help yourself first before you can help others. So that involves a whole diet change, a lifestyle change, really, and a mind change, a mindset, attitude change also. So I think that's a wonderful thing. So I noticed you mentioned that 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 it's a stigma in the Haitian community to not talk about mental health and also not to exercise. So I just want to ask a follow-up question. Um, why is such a stigma present within the Haitian community? Is it considered a shameful thing to do, or is it something that does have to do something with pride? Maybe you could please clarify, like explain that more clearly.
I think that's ignorance. No, I think that's ignorance. People from our country, they don't know much about the disease. So they start seeing somebody acting wrong, like somebody is seeing people that are not in the room. Okay, they don't understand uh, that there is a disease happening. Mostly, they would attribute that to voodoo, to Loa, to demons, and stuff like that. But they won't see it as an issue that's as a health issue. No, so I think that the primary factor is ignorance. So that's why, as healthcare workers, we really need to keep talking about these things to hammer these things down. That people, because if you are standing in this room and for Haitian and you are hearing voices in your head. You're basically, for us as healthcare professional, we know that this person is hallucinating. But for them, they don't know what's going on. They'll get that's a spirit. This person is possessed with a spirit. The spirit is telling the person to do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, although I don't deny uh, the uh, the spirit stuff, I don't deny demonic thing like that, because we do know that voodoo um, is real. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so whether they denying that in certain cases it's possible, but really, in many cases it's just mental health, and they just need um, medical attention.
Okay. So I just have so my next question is what kind of foods are Haitians having a hard time with with giving up in like well in respect to like doing a total life change? What kind of foods are they having a hard time giving up?
You know, well, we'll spend the whole night talking about this. Yeah, so let me, the way that I try to approach food with people is that I teach them why they are supposed to eat. Okay, because most people don't know why they are why they are eating. Okay? You would have people who have an intellectual understanding of eating, but not practical. And we have another group that is totally ignorant of why they are eating. Like, you have somebody while they are eating, I mean, they are hungry. Okay, I feel like I'm hungry. I haven't eaten for 3 hours, so I'm hungry. My stomach is telling me that I'm hungry, so they go and eat. They'll put anything in their mouth, right? Just to satisfy that hunger. So we have some people who don't know why they are eating. We have other people who have an intellectual knowledge of it. They'll tell you because if they don't eat, they'll die, or they need nutrients. But that's just the intellectual. In practice, um, the real reason why we eat in most cases is
Mm-hmm.
because food make us feel good. That's why we eat, because food make us feel good. And
Mm-hmm.
we select our foods based on how good they make us feel, right? For example, let me make the difference between the intellectual knowledge and the the real reason, that is for the sensation, all right? If you take a carrot, for example, a carrots have all the nutrients that you need. Have vitamins, minerals, water, have uh, healthy carbs, healthy fat, healthy healthy amino acids. So all these stuff, all these nutrients are good for our health. Everybody, whether they're Haitian, even other community, would agree that carrot is very good. Okay, everybody knows that carrot is healthy. However, if you put a carrot in facing a do not, most people will reach out for the do not. You don't see people waking up in the morning having a little bag of carrots and eating that for breakfast. No, they'll stop at donuts and do that to eat.
Ah,
Sorry, I got a call that showed up on my phone. So hopefully let's
so
go on.
um so my next question is why don't more people in the Haitian community and in the larger community in the Caribbean community like in North and South America and the Caribbean know more about these health issues that are affecting many people. Um,
Um, well, I think that it is our responsibility as healthcare providers to go and teach them. I think that this is a heavy responsibility that many physicians and many nurses don't take the time to do, because even though we have the knowledge, okay, but you know, we are very busy, right? Whether we are nurses or doctors, we are very busy practicing and stuff, but also we tend to give priority to what brings the money in. Right? Go into a community and do teaching, there's no money in that, right? So it's not a big priority for many healthcare professionals, unfortunately. And I believe that as healthcare professional, we need to give back and we need to educate people because it's true that we are treating people, but we need to make a better effort to lessen the suffering of uh, human beings. So it's not just about doing a job; it's about lessening the suffering of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're not getting paid, there are some steps that we can take. We can give our time to help other people. Like here, I'm trying to educate with you, on your platform. You're not paying me for that. Yet I'm taking the time out of my schedule where I could be doing something to bring money. But I think that it's important
Mm-hmm.
that I share the message with other people that they may take better care of themselves and lessen their sufferings.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I take the time to put videos on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not expecting any money. YouTube is not paying me. Facebook is not paying me. I'm not getting nothing from advertising or anything like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm doing it anyway because I want to reach out as many people as possible and help them out.
Mm-hmm. So, um, so for just to follow up on that question, what can what are some practical things that people can do to improve their health? Like, what are some practical things that people can do, like in terms of exercising, like building up their ability to get healthier?
Um, there are quite a few tips that I could give. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be loading you guys
Mm-hmm.
in the few minutes that we have.
Mm-hmm.
But let's consider just a few. Uh, First thing, let's look at exercise. Exercise is extremely important. We need to move. Our body was made to move. Our joints, our muscles, everything is made to move. So we have to move. If we don't, we're gonna pay the price for it. Everything that doesn't move, then they become stationary. So that's how you're becoming stationary. So you can't move when you need to now.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to move. It's important. You need to have an exercise program. If you don't have one, you can always check me out at ANFOM Health and Fitness, and we can work out something together. And uh, when you are moving, it's good for your circulation, good for you mentally, for your depression. Just like I told you,
Mm-hmm.
um, depression that make you feel happy. So there's a lot of health benefit to exercise, and this is something that you're gonna experience very quickly. Just like I told you in my testimony, that about 2 weeks after I in myself mentally and later on physically. So that would be the first thing. Have a good exercise program. The second thing would be nutrition. When talking about nutrition, I don't tell people to just switch, cut this and cut that. This is not where I usually start. Where I start is by adding. You start adding stuff to your diet, not by removing. You
Mm-hmm.
start adding. You look at we have different elements in the food that we need that the body needs, and not all food provides them. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are looking the food that are the most nutritious one are the fruits and the vegetables. So start adding fruits and vegetables. That eat more fruits and eat your chicken wings, your pizza, and all this other stuff. Have a bowl of vegetables and salads and carrots and broccoli, and then have some fruits, apple, banana, the berries that are rich in vitamin and antioxidants, strawberries, blueberries. I always have this stuff at my house. Every time I go shopping, I got to buy berries, I got to buy bananas, apples, and keep them in my house. Lemons, oranges that are rich in vitamin C, especially that will help your immune system in this tough time. So start adding stuff. So if you start with these two things, you will start seeing a difference in what in your body, in your health.
Now, that's wonderful. I think those are really good practical steps that people can take to really make a big difference in their lives. So just to wrap things up, Serge, do you have any other points anything else that you'd like to say?
To finish, I want to encourage people to take their health very seriously. Your body is the only one that we have. You can replace part of it, but it's not fun. Okay, having a heart transplant is not nice. It's very painful. Okay, having a liver transplant is very, very difficult. Kidney, your kidney fails, you're going to dialysis. I have a lot of patients who goes on dialysis. I've treated a lot of them, and it's not fun. They don't enjoy that time at dialysis. So even though medicine is very advanced, we have a lot of machines, you can do a lot of great things, but it's not easy, it's not fun. So take care of your body. You don't want to be stuck in the hospital. You don't want to be stuck in the nursing home. You want to be able to go out, be with your friends, be with your families, take care of them. So, and the only way you're going to do that is by taking care of your body. So it's important. It needs to be a priority. And I always say that this is your health is your greatest asset in this world. So take it seriously. I know it's not easy transitioning from a destructive lifestyle to a healthy lifestyle. It's not easy. It's more fun on the other side, but you need to do it. I mean, it's more fun apparently on the other side, but really a healthy lifestyle is much, much better and much, much enjoyable.
I like those lasting words. Very good words for the ending of our discussion. Well, everybody, it was great meeting with you, Serge. It was great having this interview and talking to him. And just everybody, I'd just like to close. I hope you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel at the bottom link. And you can also check out Serge Destin's Facebook channel. It's called ANFOM Health and Fitness with the founder, Serge Destin, and a registered nurse. He's a professionally registered nurse, so he knows what he's talking about. And it's good to have some professional insight, So thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine.
All right. Thank you. All right, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. All right. Goodbye.
Thank you.